Hello. No, this is not a video for nurses, not exclusively. It's Dr. Shelley, and I'm back. I'm back with some updates. This is called in our series is called Fuck Around and Find Out. Well, by now you may have noticed it's been 200 days since our collective national nightmare has started. The attacks on blacks started day one with blaming us for planes falling out the sky. So we might as well continue and show you what's happened to black people since this 200-day ordeal. Number one, we have an alarming increase in unemployment among black people. Yes, the unemployment rate in February was 5% for black folks. It is now 7.7%. I know you're not confused about that because you remember Elmo going down to Washington, D.C. and joining Cheeto Puff in the anti-DEI movement and basically firing anyone brown or black and some white, quite a few white folks. But you got to know the statistical history of black folks in federal government jobs. The biggest area, the biggest employer of black people is the federal government. This was not by mistake. So you attack DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, three words that sound like all of us would agree with that. You attack DEI with the blessing of almost everybody white in America because they think we're just so blessed to have everything that we have that we didn't really work for it. We were just given it because we were black or brown. And you go ahead and you get rid of those jobs and you get rid of people that look like those three words: diversity, equity, and inclusion. And you get the blessing of some black people because they think that all you mean when you say you're getting rid of DEI is trans people, which stupid, right? Yeah, so that being said, this video is going to address some challenges that are going to hit and have hit black folks really hard, but it's also got great information for my white folks. My white sisters and brothers, you know who you are. You're in the resistance together with me. You know that this is bullcrap. You see the racism, you get it. Let's get started. So, first 200 days, we're past 100, we're at 200 now. Fuck around and find out what's going on. Black unemployment, like I said, has skyrocketed from 5% now to, in July, August, 7.7%. That hasn't been that high since COVID. We have especially the 92%, and you know who you are because I'm part of them, especially a focus on the 92%. Who's the 92%, Shelley? The 92% are the black women that voted for Harris and not Cheeto Puff. We know that the unemployment rate is highest among that group. It's not by mistake. Okay? Now, nurses. I'm going to address your issue in just a bit, but what do we do about it? Because one of the things you know that I do is I tell you what's happening and I tell you how to fix it. So what do we do about that? Well, while we're at our jobs right now, remember the rule that I learned as a kid from my dad. Never quit a job till you get a job, and make sure that while you're at that job, you're learning as much as humanly possible. If you are calling off to take care of family or your child, if you've been at that job a whole year, consider family medical leave. It protects your job until he gets rid of that. So Family Medical Leave Act protects you from getting occurrences. Yeah, occurrences, call-offs and things of that nature, being late. Family medical leave protects you so that you can't get written up and fired for that attendance issue. Make sure that you understand that it's easier to get a job when you already have a job. So while you have a job, make sure you're always applying elsewhere, looking elsewhere, making sure you understand the job market. The worst thing you can do is go to school for something that there's no market for. I see this with family nurse practitioners. I see this when people go to school to be a women's health nurse practitioner, pediatric nurse practitioner. No, they're not hiring there. They're hiring in geriatrics and psych. And so you got to kind of think behavioral health. Yeah, that's a good category. So just even your career choice matters. Okay, make sure that if you were thinking about management, that you rethink that, because you might not want to do it. Management is also one of the first jobs to go. Make sure that you stay healthy. Now, I don't know if you remember this big, beautiful bill that Cheeto Puff put out there, but the cuts to healthcare benefits is not going to take place until pretty much 2026, because he wants to make it look like nothing happened. So what we need to do, since we know this is going to happen, we know that the cuts are coming, we need to go ahead and get our screenings done now. Your mammogram, your colonoscopy, any kind of healthcare issue that you can think of. Maybe you suffer from migraines. Maybe you have irritable bowel. Maybe you have inflammatory bowel. Maybe you're getting heartburn more often than you should. You should have had an EGD by now. Maybe you know that you are getting bigger and at risk for diabetes. We need to get healthy. Get those weight loss shots. Come on, let's go. Stop eating all that freaking sugar, and let's look at fat in a different way. I eat high fat, low sugar. I'm doing fine at 60. I'm not overweight. I did use those weight loss shots. They did help me. And I'm telling you, everybody that is listening to me needs to get healthy. And you need to be the best thing that ever happened at your job in terms of knowledge and knowing the job inside and out. I hope that helps. That was the unemployment issue, okay? So nurses, you had a little bit in there for you. Again, learn your job, know your job, be the best at your fucking job. So laying you off or firing you is not even in the pictures. And I will tell you who they're gonna fire first. Anybody with those phones out, because now there are several policies at major hospitals, including the one I work, that says no more social media while you're at work. And yes, they can figure that out if you're posting to social media while you're at work. That is a new policy at my job. They are also putting out policies that if they catch you on your phone, you're getting written up. That is big. And you know what? It's not worth losing your job for a telephone. Hello. Put it in your locker. Okay, now next. Student loans. The average student loan payment now that Cheeto Puff has taken office is about $1,000 a month. $1,000 you didn't bank on. If you are older like me, about to get your Social Security, and maybe you owe student loans, your Social Security is about to be taxed, garnished, and they can do that. It used to be they never garnished Social Security. The laws and the rules have changed. They will and they can, and they are literally garnishing your Social Security. Also, the issue when it comes to student loans, if you want to go in default, get ready to be garnished on your wages, 25, 35% of your wages. That's crazy, but look for it, because you know better. You know this is not the time to fuck around and find out, okay? Mortgage and cars. Well, you knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen, but what has happened? Well, we have more and more people, and not just poor people, but actually middle-class people, going 30 to 59 days late on their mortgage, and you know that is a fiasco. We know that we see people offering you cash to buy your house, and you might be feeling some kind of way, like it is getting harder and harder to make this house note, this mortgage payment. Also, my insurance shot through the roof for this house. Maybe it is too much. Maybe I should rent. Please try not to do this. Please try not to ever sell your house for cash. It never works for you. It is by design corporate greed and corruption. We have 5 corporations in America right now buying up property in states like Ohio, Texas, Florida, offering cash repeatedly, buying up farms from the bankruptcies because of the tariffs. Yeah, that's by design. Those are rich people. That is who this government cares about. Filthy rich corporations, and they are buying homes up with cash. Once you let go of that home, you have nothing to say you own. Please try your best. Cut back on everything else. Consider bankruptcy. Remember, you can take a loan against your 401k. Most of us as nurses have one. We can take a loan against that for mortgage default or mortgage payments behind. You're allowed. You are. Think creatively. Don't get rid of your house, please. We as a people never hand down wealth. I am begging you to do everything to keep your house. Fuck the car, keep the house. Uber it if you have to. Please do whatever you can. Don't sell the house. Maybe you're like, well, I'm not behind, but I'm feeling stressed. I think I'm just going to sell this house. Well, that's crazy because your interest rate is probably super low like mine, -2%. I'm almost done paying off this house. When you have a 2 or 3 or even 4% interest rate compared to 6 or 7% right now, your payments go directly to principal for the most part, and you're in a good position to keep that house, not sell it. Not to mention, if you have a home and you're like, well, what do? I'm the only one. The kids are grown up. Think about renting out a room, seriously, to elderly, to people who are not old enough for Social Security, but they are older and they may have some disabilities. They may have some struggles. You would be surprised at what renting out a room will bring you. I am in the process of renting out my home the same way. Do it, okay? Be creative. Let's think outside the box, okay? So this is the whole, the mortgage. Now let's look at cars, because y'all crazy. I told you were crazy because I don't believe in debt. I don't do the whole car note thing. And yes, I'm financially comfortable right now, but that's only because back in the day as an RN, I did not do some of the things I'm watching y'all do. Nurses, you're the worst, okay? But this video is for everybody. So car notes are an average of $800 a month for an average of 8 years at an average of 7% interest rate. And if you have really bad credit, your average percentage interest rate is 12%. You are losing your mind. I will never forget what my daughter said. She said it's cheaper just to Uber and Lyft for her situation. That worked really well because when she added up the cost of an Uber and a Lyft for where she had to go, it was way less than what I just quoted you as a car note. Fleecing, you know, we call it fleecing. Leasing your car is the worst, but if you've done all that right now, it is what it is. But what I will tell you is no more new cars. Look at it. I put it in big capital letters. Never fucking buy a new car again. Stop it. Cut it out. It's the worst thing you can do. It depreciates the minute you pull it off the lot. Your girl, could afford a new car. I don't believe in new cars. My truck out there is a certified used vehicle that was 3 or 4 years old when I got it. Let's stop the freaking madness while we can, please. Okay, so I'm asking you to get your life together when it comes to this car thing. Now, let me say something because I mentioned it, and I think you would probably be like, are you sure? Do you think that's a good idea? Yeah, I fucking think it's a good idea. File bankruptcy. I do. I would talk with your financial experts, but for me, many years ago, it was the absolute best thing ever. I did it twice. It was related to, you know, being married 17 times and 18 divorces. Just kidding, but sort of, not really. My point to you is if someone like me had filed bankruptcy, and even jerk off Cheeto Puff down in Washington, D.C. filed it 6 times, you got to ask yourself, oh, well, everybody I know that says they filed, they turned out fine, everything was okay. Maybe that's the answer for you, to get $1,500 or whatever it is together at one time and not have all this debt. Now, you absolutely cannot file bankruptcy with student loans. Don't even think about it. But at least all this other crap, maybe you can kind of handle it better. And let me just say this about the FICO credit score. Some of you have told me that your FICO score has gone way down. You may not know that the reason for that is medical debt is allowed to be used to get your FICO score to go down. Remember, Biden had taken medical debt and said no more using FICO score to reflect medical debt. Well, that's done because Cheeto Puff said, oh, bullshit, go ahead and use the medical debt, make that impact that FICO score. Also, the student loans, if they were in default or if they were deferred, even deferred, or you had a forbearance. Now that you're paying them again, the debt to income ratio is way, way, way up. And so of course, you now have a FICO score from hell. I've seen people and their FICO score has dropped 100 to 200 points. Just saying. Now, your job is to know no more debt. Stop it now. Don't get any worse. Stop digging yourself a deeper hole. Seriously. Now, what else are we talking about? We're talking about credit card interest rates. We used to say when things were really bad that we are going check to check. No, you guys are going credit card to credit card. You're making sure if that one's up to the limit, you grab the other one. Oh, here's a new application for a credit card. I think I need that. Oh, I could transfer the balances from this one to this one and make it a zero interest. Listen to me, please. The credit card interest rates are very hidden. It's almost impossible to find what they are. You need to make sure that you don't get comfortable with paperless systems because they have been shown to keep you in debt longer and more severe. You need to maybe call your credit card company and say, I want to start getting my paper bills because on that paper bill is that interest rate. And yes, you can find it when it's digital and electronic, but it's really hard. And what I have told you to do and what you have told me has happened is that your interest rate that you thought was 14, 18, maybe even 21% is now 35%. You are going nowhere with that balance, and this is getting ugly. Another reason why maybe when you talk to some financial experts, bankruptcy might be a good idea. I don't know. Got to check. So credit cards are definitely bankruptable. These high interest rates are going to kill you. We're already telling you that you are the first fired and the last hired. This is everywhere. Look at what I'm talking about. Let's talk about something that is very serious and really scary. Did you ever ask yourself, if Cheeto Puff is deporting all the brown and the black that he can, and he's getting people out of the country in concentration camps abroad, why would he need to build prisons and concentration camps here? I got a news flash for you. That is by design. Project 2025 knows exactly what they're doing. They are getting rid of the brown and black. They are getting rid of them and putting them in the other countries. And so now you have no immigrants. Well, then what are the prisons and the concentration camps for? Duh, you dingbat. It's for you. Yeah, black people, wake the fuck up. It's for you. Yeah, because see, here's the deal. Once you have no more immigrants to do all this crazy stuff, once you have tariffs raising prices, once you have unemployment rising, credit card debt defaulting, cars getting repossessed, people becoming homeless. And remember, he did put out that executive order to literally in prison, arrest homeless people. So once you have all that going on, yeah, you're probably going to have some unrest and some criminal activity. Duh, it's called survival. So yeah, that's why those prisons and those concentration camps and Alligator, Alcatraz, and all these other stupid places are being built before our eyes. And they're private prisons. Remember that. Now, helps his corporate buddies, you know, the rich people. Here's our other issue. Wake up. I know you have seen it. I've seen it. I'm looking. I'm watching. I'm saying, wow. It's a police car on every corner. They can do to you whatever they want. But then even if it's not the regular police that are on every corner, just looking for black folks breaking the rule, you know, traffic stops. Yeah, the kind where they bang your head against the wall. The concrete wall. Yes. Stop and frisk is coming back. Look for it because it's coming. Here's our other problem. I don't know if you know, but ICE, the ICE agents with their beautiful little masks on, yeah, they get $100,000 sign-on bonus. Now, I've told you before, please don't go by anything that I say. Please do your own homework and look it up. But yes, they get $100,000 sign-on bonus to knock heads and arrest and detain and all this wonderful stuff. And a significant number of those applicants, we've come to find out, are some J6 protesters and your wonderful 3%ers and your little wonderful KKK members. Yeah, they don't call it KKK anymore. You do know that, right? It's called Proud Boys and the 3%ers and the nationalists, right? Even the Christian nationalists, because Lord knows that he's always been supportive of the crazy things that ICE is doing. Not, okay? So ICE is all around us, and they are becoming, no, not becoming, they are now the biggest militia we have. They outnumber the Army, the National Guard, the Marines, the Navy, the Air Force. They are the biggest, and they're getting bigger because they are recruiting like crazy, and we know why, because they're also there to protect Cheeto Puff. Why the prisons? I'm just going to say that one more time. If you're deporting all these so-called criminals, why are you building more prisons and camps? It's for Black folks. Yeah, and you can be deported. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, you might come back like a year later, but by then the damage is done. Okay, now digital currency. Have you noticed Cash App increased their fees? PayPal increased their fees. Zelle, everybody's increasing their fees. Venmo, Zelle, PayPal, Cash App. Don't be stupid. This has got to stop. Most of you love this. I don't, because I don't believe in you taking my hard-earned money for no reason other than you can. And Cheeto Puff is the president, so he has gotten rid of all the regulations, so you can just go crazy with your fees. Here's what I'm going to tell you to do, and most of you won't listen, but damn it, some of you will. You need to know that when you use digital currency, they are tracking you. They are tracking everything you do. But outside of that, the funky ass fees that are going up steadily every year means that you should reconsider how you pay for things. Cash is king. I have started immediately once he got in office and Elmo was down there messing with all our demographic and personal ID information. I started immediately using cash for more and more things. I wouldn't dream of going in a grocery store unless I use cash. I'm using cash for hairdressers, nail salons, whatever I can. I'm using cash. You should too. Remember the words back in the day? Cash is king. Go back to using cash. Go back to accepting cash. Please, let's stop this digital currency or underground way of knowing everything about you. Also, when these different currencies or different credit cards or different formats or different social medias, whatever it is, when they want your picture, stop doing that. I just left the airport and it was an interesting travel experience. When I came back from one of my trips, which was to Jamaica, when I came back stateside, came back into the United States, I saw something alarming. I saw this sign that said, Canadians and green card holders. That was alarming because we've never separated out a specific country ever in the history of the US. So why did they do that? Oh, we know, because he's choosing to call Canada our enemy, and now he's going to fuck with them. So why not pull them out of the line by themselves and get them isolated and over here so we can fuck with them. So that was interesting, to say the least. And then I had a wonderful Black TSA agent, a police officer actually, and you go through these lines so quickly, you're not really paying attention, but this time I did, and I noticed that the thing where you look into the TV screen and they take your picture, I noticed that real quick before they did that, it said optional. I said, wait a minute, is this optional to stare in this thing and let them take my picture? He goes, yeah, actually it is. I said, then I don't want it, because unless you take my picture, the better. And I looked at him dead in the eye, and I looked at him and I said, I am trying to protect you and me. I don't want my picture taken, and you know exactly what I mean. And you won't believe what he said and how he said it. He goes, you're absolutely right. And that's all I have to say about that. Wow. Wake up. Now, your emergency fund. I told you a while ago to get one. I don't know if you got one. I hope you got one. You probably didn't get one, but you better get one. I don't care if it's $5 a week or $5 a month. Give it to somebody you trust. If you don't trust you, and I have had years where I don't trust me because Amazon and shopping look way more fun. But if you don't trust yourself, give this money per week or per month to somebody who will sneak it away from you. Take it away, put it up, and have it for your purpose. We are doing that in our family for several people in our family, and it is a must because you are going to need an emergency fund. Also, I want you to start cooking at home. Stop this stupid DoorDash, buying lunches at work. Stop it. This Starbucks habit you got, you're going to have to fucking go to rehab and break it because you're out of control. Honey, it ain't Starbucks. It's fucking $10, and it's costing your retirement, and it's costing you money that you could use to get out of debt. Insurance premiums have gone sky high. Call your insurance company to see how you can lower it. I don't know if you can, but you need to try, whether it's home insurance or car insurance, because both of mine went sky high, whether it's property insurance or whatever you can do. See, the deal is during COVID and after COVID, the prices of homes rose, so the value of your house went up, and that's usually a good thing. It's called appreciation, but the problem with that is that insurance rates went up as well, because property insurance is based on the value of your home. Let's go. Let's get on top of this. Whatever way we can get in it, get on it, get over it. Let's do it. Okay, we've got the issue of stay informed. How do I know what I know? You've asked me that a lot of times. I've had people at work say, how do you know all this stuff in addition to nursing? Oh, because I stay prayed up and I stay informed. Here's what I do. I make sure that I follow on YouTube, because national news ain't shit, although you need to watch it just to see what's happening locally. But I follow Midas Touch on YouTube. I follow Rachel Maddow every Monday on MSNBC. I follow Brian Tyler Cohen on YouTube, and I follow Roland Martin. And guess what? The only one I knew about before this jerk got in the White House was Rachel Maddow, because she is by far the best thing that you can ever watch. You guys taught me about the rest. And for that, I thank you. Because if you hadn't told me all these other people to follow on YouTube, because channel 3, 5, and 8 and local news and CNN and MSNBC, they are biased and they do not focus on what's happening to Black people. If you hadn't told me that, I wouldn't have known any of this stuff behind me. I hope this helps. I love you. You know it. White folks, don't be offended. Just get on board and help us. We need allies. You're suffering too. You know you are. Farms are being taken. You're suffering with everything I said behind here. But when you catch a cold, we catch the fucking pneumonia and damn near die. So I need you to know this wasn't personal. It's business. Deuces.